Hello and welcome to Dotto Tech. I'm Steve Dotto and I'm glad that you're joining us today. This show is dedicated to helping you get the most out of your technology wherever you use it, at home, at school, and at work. So the show today is the first test of a new format of show that I am experimenting with in planning for the Dotto Tech show moving ahead. So just a little bit of history. Dotto Tech originally began as a TV show. That's where I established the brand. It was broadcast in Canada. We had about 15 years on the air with the Dotto Tech brand. And we moved it to radio a few years back, delivered it on radio for a couple of years, and now I am pulling it from mainstream media completely, and we're going to try and deliver it in an online format. I want this show to continue, but to become more relevant to our audience and become more engaging. So I'm looking to take advantage of as many of the social media tools as I can to make this show work. So it's not going to be just a podcast. In fact, we're going to deliver it each week as a video cast. We're going to deliver it as a Hangout on Air, as a Google Hangout on Air as we move ahead. But the thing that's unique about it is, or I hope is unique, is we are going to have a virtual studio audience each week on the show. And we're going to have you register. We're going to use a tool called Webinar Jam, which is designed for webinars, but we're going to use for this show format, where you can register. It's free to register. You're then in the chat room and you're able to interact with myself, my guests, and my moderators as we do the show. We're not going to hold the show to any particular length. We're going to aim for about an hour. Typically speaking, there'll be 3 guests or 4 guests. We'll have one featured guest, and then we'll form a panel and discuss the latest issues in the world of technology. And then we just want to make this as accessible and interactive and valuable a show as we can. So what you're about to view is the very first test. It's the first time that I've managed this sort of an environment using Google Hangouts on air. And as you'll see, we have a little bit to learn. You might say we have a lot to learn, but we're gonna get it figured out. That's what we do, is we figure out how technology fits in our lives, and this is a technology that I want to figure out. So these videos will be delivered each week. You'll be able to, even if you don't register as a studio audience member, you'll be able to watch it on our channel as soon as I've had a chance to package it up and clean it up a little bit and send it up. As well, we will strip out the audio and turn it into an audio podcast. So for those of you who are listening to this and have subscribed to our podcast for years, we will still deliver this content each week in the audio podcast form. In most cases, you're going to get 90% of the show. Google Hangouts is not the most visual environment. There's going to be the odd time we're showing a piece of software or showing a website, but more often than not, you're just missing seeing our gorgeous faces as we are speaking. So for this first test, I brought together 3 people who I know quite well in different areas so we could test bandwidth issues and all those sorts of things. So I've got Tod Maffin coming up, who's not too far from me here in the Greater Vancouver area. We have Sean Smith, who is in Campbell River on Vancouver Island, and Julian Sanders, who is in Regina, Saskatchewan. So just as a first little test, and we had a very small studio audience that was commenting, mainly just poking fun at us through the show. Now, don't expect this show to be brilliant as far as content. We do talk a little bit about the world of technology, but more of our time is spent exploring and playing with the world of Google Hangouts on air. So if you're interested in that, please watch what follows. If that isn't something that interests you, well, then tune in next week when we have a real show to offer. If you're interested in signing up and becoming part of our virtual studio audience, I will have a link in the show notes or in the description field below. Also, you can visit dottotech.com. There you will be able to find a link in order to register. So with that, I'm going to throw it now to the show that we recorded last night. Hello and welcome to Dotto Tech. I'm Steve Dotto. I'm glad you're joining us this fine evening. We are embarking on a brand new journey. We are beginning now with this at this exact moment to take the Dotto Tech show out of over-the-air broadcast radio and deliver it just online over the internet. And so we're trying this Google Hangout as our very first test. Now we have a very exclusive, small, discreet, and hopefully technically fairly competent group of people who have joined me for the first of the Dotto Tech live shows as guests. I'm going to introduce you quickly. First of all, we got Tod Maffin. Tod, how are you doing?
I'm good. Hi, Steve.
Good. Todd's just back from the road.
What I built for you?
You built that set for me? You grew it with your own hands.
It's all digital, man. I live in a cave.
It's
a very intense green screen.
Well done. We also have coming from Campbell River. Okay, but be quiet
It
now.
even sounds like a real window.
Okay, I'll go back to Todd. There's just no control whatsoever. Okay, Todd, we're back to... Oh, Todd, mute. Now he's drinking milk. Okay, we're going to go to Sean Smith. Sean Smith in Campbell River. I looked to get people. I got somebody here in Vancouver with Todd. I've got Sean coming from Campbell River. And Sean, you're just on your iPad for this today.
Good old Apple technology never lets you down.
The best line of the day. Good old Apple technology, it never lets you know. You know what? I posted a YouTube video last week or a couple weeks ago saying, "Do you know how much your iPhone is spying on you?" And somebody posted, "Rule number 1: don't buy an iPhone," which I thought was a great response to that. So Sean is in Campbell River, and halfway across the nation in Regina, Saskatchewan, is Julian Sanders. Julian, how are you doing?
I'm awesome. How are you doing, Steve?
I'm doing just great. And you've got a nice. See, now you've got a slightly better connection there. So, what are you on, a Mac or PC? What are you coming to us with?
I'm on a nice Asus Windows 8 laptop.
And you're looking at your daughter there coming in and out of frame, isn't she? She's not in bed yet, is she?
No, I'll just lean over. There we go.
That's okay. She's cute as a button. I don't mind seeing her. This is good. Okay, so we've got guests from right around the country to have a chat, and we've got a few people now in the chat room. And I got to thank. We've got Justin, we got Patrick, and we got Ryan in the chat room. So I'm going to get you guys in the chat room as we're going along to just start chatting. And Justin's already said Android is better. So you guys are going to be chatting. I don't have my administrator that I'd planned to have on to manage the chat. I don't know where Isaac Kendall is. He's got like a gazillion things that are on the go. So you guys just participate in the chat. We'll be following you, and occasionally we'll be throwing out polls and throwing out some pop-ins to let you see exactly what's happening as far as the live show goes on. Now, let me talk about the technology that we're doing here. So basically, we're doing a Google Hangout on air, which is really no different than what you can do just by going into your Google Hangouts. But we do have a shell sitting over the top of it, which is called Webinar Jam, which is an app designed to manage and allow you to present webinars. And it's designed really for that sales funnel webinar where you're pitching, you're giving away a whole bunch of free content, and then you're asking people at the end to sign up for a course or to do something else, because it's got a whole bunch of different calls to action that you can employ within it. Julian just took a picture of me. Oh, cool.
What was that?
Yeah, quit playing around, Julian. I can mute you.
Sorry, I was commemorating the event, Steve.
Okay. I could turn your camera off, and Todd just captured it. Okay, I'm going to just close this.
I didn't make you do that. Creeps me out.
Okay, yeah, good. Keep playing, guys. We have to discover what's going on. At any rate, just to finish off my thoughts about this, but looking at this technology, I was thinking we could use this for a live event. If we were to take the Dotto Tech show and turn it into a weekly live show, invite a studio audience, a virtual studio audience, and that can participate. We can give prizes too if we happen to have prizes. Sorry, guys, no prizes today. Or maybe lunch with Todd. That's
not a prize.
Second prize is dinner.
Okay.
So if you so we can, but we will allow for this kind of, make it a little bit more of an exclusive live event, and then people can watch it afterwards once it streams online. Once we put it on YouTube and put it out as a video cast afterwards. But I wanted to create a little bit more of an event, so that's the test. We're going to see, and I'm going to look for you guys that are in the audience to tell me how it felt from your perspective and how the flow of information went. So what I want to do now is I kind of want to mock up a little bit of what a show might be like, and by talking to our guests. And so, typically speaking, we would begin by having a little bit of small talk, which we did, and then I would have a featured guest where I'd probably and Todd, that's going to be you. What are you drinking? Is that 2% or 1%?
1%. I'm thirsty. I just had vigorous activity.
What strenuous activity, Maffin? What was that? Walking up the stairs?
Pretty much.
Or did you work out? Oh, I don't want to know.
I'm not saying.
Thinking about what he's going to say next.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's actually talk about the world of technology a little bit. And did you see the news report from the European Union earlier this week about Google?
Which one?
You know what? Does anybody know? Okay, the European Union, a gentleman in Spain sued Google as a part of a class action suit representing all of the egregiously done by people who had information about them online that was not relevant or out of date asking Google to remove
Oh,
it. So
yeah,
this
right.
so this gentleman had gone bankrupt or had been foreclosed or something in
He had a whole bunch of
1999.
debts.
Sorry?
Yeah. He had a whole bunch of debts.
Yeah, he had some debt. So he asked Google to remove it, and Google said, "Nah." It was a newspaper article they were referencing. It wasn't even it wasn't even like a web page or anything. It was like in a newspaper, a local paper. So we went to the courts in Europe, and they said they sided with him, and they said, "Go ahead, Todd."
Well, the problem with it is that Google's policy is, and this is what ended up going to court, is that, hey, we don't host any of these web pages. All we're doing is pointing links to other web pages. So if the dude has a problem with the news article, he needs to contact the news down. And this is the way that Google works to this day. If you have a link out there that you don't like, you first have to convince the person to take it down. And then once it's down, then Google will remove it. So what this court basically said is, no, Google, even though you're not actually hosting the data, you've got to pull it out of your index as well. But here's the other problem with it being a newspaper. There have been many cases. In fact, just recently, the CBC Ombudsman just ruled on a case where a gentleman was convicted of a crime many years ago. It was covered on the CBC's website. He's done his time. He's returned back to society. And it's still showing up in Google and on CBC. And he said, "Can't you just take that article down?" And CBC said, "We can't take it down because it's part of the public record. This was an event that actually occurred." So, yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, I still have stuff that I made comment on when we were dealing with the sale of a local TV station, and it was listed in the CRTC, and that was 9 years ago.
And it's still there. Is it embarrassing you, Sean?
Oh, hell no. It takes an awful lot to embarrass me.
Well, so the question comes up is why would it be Google? I mean, for me, it's like, how can it possibly be Google's responsibility that when they're just the search engine that's indexing it? Yet, now, I believe that there is one more step to this, and Google is spending, we know, a lot of money in lobbying. I think 26 nations or something like that have to agree on this before it becomes a law. But, I mean, I don't know how it would all work through, but I imagine Google would put some labyrinthian process that was in place to allow people to appeal to have stuff removed from their index. But I can't imagine it's going to be an easy process for those individuals.
No, I mean, you wouldn't want to go up against a behemoth that has $1 billion without saying, "Okay, I have all my cards in a row."
Yeah, exactly. And the thing that the ruling actually says that it is not they are not it's not a frivolous thing. It's something that has to be irrelevant or irrelevant or no longer. Actually, I guess it's just two different ways of saying irrelevant, which is what I read, and I didn't know, but they phrased it two different ways. But that was maybe written by lawyers. They can say irrelevant 5 different ways. Actually, it's kind of like the song "90 Ways to Leave Your Lover" or whatever that song is.
Best way to describe yourself, yeah.
There we go. And so, what was that, Julian? Did you want to chime in?
I've always thought if they do put this through, they're going to take all this manpower at Google to take down the links in the European Union, and you won't search for it, but we all know how to do VPN, where you can make yourself look like you're in a different country. So what's stopping somebody from Europe making them look like they're from the U.S.? That the whole ruling seems mute if you can just quickly and easily take it all and search anyway. So it doesn't seem like for maybe the common everyday searches.
Oh.
But if you can have a lot, right?
Now, what you're saying is that the search will not be able to be found in the European Common Union, but if they're searching from the United States or Canada or Mexico or some other country, that search information will still be in the index.
Right. Yeah. As far as I understood, the ruling only applied to European Union countries.
Oh, so that's like a form of censorship then.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's being removed, I think it's beyond censorship. It's a cleansing. That's got a pleasant connotation.
The thing is, and this is becoming more and more commonplace as we try to litigate technology, is the fact that the people who are doing the litigation and the people who are making the decisions don't even really understand the technology themselves. So they're not really making informed decisions. They're making it based on what somebody else is telling them. Big
Big challenge. Okay, so that was my for this first show. That was extended content I had prepared. Was that one question? So I'm relying on you guys to come up with some interesting stuff.
Well, thank goodness we've all got well-reinforced pants that we can fly by.
Julian, what was it that you wanted to talk about? You wanted to talk about net neutrality. You're big on the net neutrality thing. What's the story? What's happening?
Well, the ruling out of the Supreme Court of the USA has changed, so there's been a debate going on for quite a while about 2 lanes for speed coming out of the U.S. And it could affect a lot of people in the world because the amount of dominance the U.S. has.
First show. That was extended content I had prepared. What's happening? So I'm relying on you guys to come up with some interesting stuff. This is why you need headphones, Julian. What was that?
Right.
What did you do to my technology?
I don't know what I did, Steve. I'll have to be mute.
You know what I've learned here? You know what I've learned here? First technical point.
I'm beginning to think that we've just discovered a loop in the time continuum.
Yeah. There's always a You know what I've discovered? That we need an admin on switching cameras because I keep switching to the person I'm talking to instead of to me. It's going to take me some practice to be a switcher too. Boy, oh boy, I've had to learn all this stuff. All my old TV crew will be laughing at us.
You don't have to do that, right? Google will switch for you.
Yeah, it's set right now. It's switching for me. And if you click on somebody, it'll stay in that one for me. But otherwise, it'll just switch back and forth whoever's talking.
So if I blue box somebody, it's not necessarily the feed; it's who I'm seeing.
Yeah, if you've got a blue box around them, then just click it again to turn off the blue box. Then it will automatically switch between whoever's talking.
Well, that is freaking... There we go. Now we got it. Oh, thank you, Todd. Because, Tod Maffin pioneered one of the first great Google Hangouts, and I lament its loss. It was the Big Brother post-show, Big Brother Canada post-show conversation.
Yeah,
and Todd would sit there on his couch, and he would talk to people from right across the country about Big Brother Canada. And ask me if I'm lying. Am I telling the truth, Tod Maffin?
Yeah, no, true. It was actually a good test of Facebook advertising because I was able to target everyone in Canada who liked Big Brother US, so it was easy, and we got 1,000 likes in for $40 or something. And we had so much attention that's offering house guests to us. So on our second or third episode, we had one of the contestants that had just gotten booted out of the house.
Oh, that's right, you did. Yeah, they all wanted to come on because it was the only place in social media they were being talked about. Because the show didn't do real well in Canada, except in the Maffin household.
Yeah.
Take that back.
You take that back. Is it been renewed this year, Todd?
Renewed for a second season. It just wrapped up a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Was it as good the second season?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The house here is split. It was very good. There were lots of good twists in it, but I don't know. I thought the first season was a better cast.
Yeah, well, it didn't have the social media support of the first one.
Do you understand the irony of saying how you cast a reality show?
Oh,
it's critical. Yeah. I mean, it is. It's more a game show, right? Than it is. That's a good point. It's more of a game show than a reality show. But they've got a cast. No, it's quite. In fact, I think they had the U.S. Casting people come up and cast it for Canada.
Yeah, and see, in my sense of thinking, if you're going to have a reality show, I want to see reality Nunavut. That's Survivor. I want to see Survivor Nunavut. Your first challenge, survive.
Except the camera crews don't survive. That's the problem. Is you need to protect them. So we're going to take a quick break from the content, and we're going to talk a little bit about the technology for a second, because at this point here, studio audience, isn't this awesome? I can tell you about things that are coming up. For example, there's a great webinar coming up with myself and Brooks Duncan. Is everybody seeing that down there in their chat area? There's this great webinar. Brooks Duncan and I are putting on the paperless office, going paperless. And by clicking there, you can sign up right now. What happened?
Back into the time continuum.
Wasn't me. It wasn't me this time.
Who was it? Was Sean?
Wasn't me.
You mean this audio just spuriously appears on the channel? It's not coming out of anybody's speakers? Are you serious? Well, that's going to cause us some issues as we move on. Yeah, it's gone now.
Yeah.
How do people do this? Yeah. You know, Tom Merrick's broadcasts on this every single day, and he doesn't go crazy. But I think, you know what I think these guys do? I think the ones that are doing a lot, I have a feeling they have an encoder on site, and they're encoding their video, which is of the host video.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
That makes sense, eh, Todd?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there is a bit of delay.
Now, can everybody see my sign-up form for the Going Paperless with Brooks and I? Did you guys see the other presenters? Yes.
I don't get a whole lot because I'm.
Oh, you're on the iPad.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is something that it's going to be good. This is good host training, and Todd would agree with this. Is because of the clipping, is giving your guests time to respond without giving ahas and without kind of rolling over top, which so many of us do. It'd be good training for the radio folks, eh, Todd?
Yeah, definitely.
And not that there's any left at the CBC as you keep posting. What was that? They did it again. Did you guys get that?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. I hope we can blame Julian and SaskTel for this. Because then we just avoid Saskatchewan.
Okay. Yeah. I'm also not on fiber SaskTel, so.
What are you on? Dial-up?
Yeah, something close. Yeah, there's a couple of little pigeons that throw everything into a package for me and fly it on down. They're really fast pigeons, though. Good weed out here.
Julian recently moved from Saskatoon to Regina. Is there good high speed in Regina?
Yeah, it's the same in both. Yeah, I'm scheduled for fiber in about 3 months in this neighborhood, and it's the same as Google Fiber speeds. It's good stuff.
Okay, I'm removing
the Netflix rankings. Hey, just came out.
Did you see those? Wasn't that interesting?
And I was shocked. Yeah, because they're saying that they take the average of all the accounts, and then they take out factors like wireless connection speed.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how they do their math. I don't have any magical source for it, but they were saying that basically it's the average overall. That's the.
But talk about firing a shot across your partner's bows, eh?
Oh yeah.
Is this the first time? Now, this is the first time that I've seen it. Had anybody else seen the? So the Netflix rankings came out last week where they rated the speed, the download speed of all of the major ISPs in the country, and they ranked them 1 through 30 or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen that one before.
Yeah, but it came from Netflix. It didn't come from.
Yeah, it's from Netflix. It's an odd one for sure.
Yeah, it's new for Canada. It's the first time they ever ranked Canada.
Shaw did surprisingly well, better than I thought they would. Are you on Shaw, Todd?
I am. Yeah, they did it a lot better than I was expecting.
Yeah, but you're uber cheap though, and you've got like the slowest Shaw plan you can get, don't you?
I don't know if I do or not. What is it? What do we pay? $100 a month or something?
You're on the 60.
60.
Yeah, you've got to upgrade that guy.
60.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, it's about this $100 one, whatever that is.
Okay.
It's fine. It's plenty.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you're not the one that's causing all of our spurious audio, it's plenty. If not, it's your fault.
Exactly.
But Shaw did okay. The one that I'm on, which is Eastlink, which is Delta Cable here, it was like 7th. And how about you, Sean? How did yours make out?
I'm on TELUS Optic.
So you were down there. You were like in double digits.
Yeah.
Yeah, TELUS did not rank well. TELUS did, and Rogers. Oh, Rogers got some splaining to do. They were right at the bottom of the heap.
Yep. Well, and I mean, this might be part of the reason that TELUS is going to be investing such a huge amount of money in new infrastructure across the board.
And you know who came out on top? And who has been doing pretty well in the whole space for lately?
Bell.
Yeah.
I think they paid for that ranking.
You think they bought the ad?
I think they bought the ad.
I don't know. I haven't heard too much bad stuff from Bell.
I'm sorry, but the only Bell that works up here is on my door.
Well, Bell does not do well in rural British Columbia, Miss.
Rural. Thank you very much for talking to it.
What, did I just disenfranchise all of Campbell River?
Apparently.
It's rural?
Okay, yeah, granted. I mean, we're a
Do
little
you
bit
have a
further up on-
Walmart? Yes, you do,
but-
don't you?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so so does our own places.
We are the third largest city on the island.
Are you?
Yeah.
I guess so. Nanaimo number 2, Victoria number 1.
Yep.
Okay. Congratulations.
Yeah, that and I'll get you a cup of coffee.
Oh, there it goes again. There's the sound again. So, who put that up?
That was me.
How did that come up from Super Admin?
I just typed it in the chat. That's how I appear in chat.
Really? Well, that's interesting. So there's the link to the survey. Yeah. This is Julian. Well, what happens if I chat? This is Steve. It's another Super Admin. Todd, type something in. We can't ask Sean to because he's on an iPad.
Hold on a second. I gotta get the webinar.
The chat. There we go. It's fascinating. This is gonna be the highest rated podcast and video cast in the history of video casts.
I'll make Julian happy.
Oh, admin notice. It says hello. Who's admin? Who said hello? Was that you, Todd?
No.
Admin notice. Hello.
Where's Isaac?
Steve likes pie.
What?
Okay, who's doing that?
Then it disappeared.
I know. This is wild. Isaac, are you there? Maybe because Isaac is on. I didn't make him a presenting person. I didn't say he could present. Maybe.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Super. Okay. Who chatted that? Don't make me come out there. What can I do? What can I do? It's like, okay, the robots are in control. You will accept defeat now. I wonder if that's coming from Google themselves. They want the Hangout administrator.
There is no such thing as privacy and security online.
Okay. Would whoever posted those things please let me know what's going on?
Vicky?
I don't think it's Vicky. No, because Vicky's just on as a guest.
I'm not even seeing what you're talking about.
Sorry?
I'm not even seeing what you're talking about.
It pops up and then it pops down. It popped up when Mew and it popped down again. Did you see that?
No, I don't know where you're looking. Where are you looking?
In the chat.
The public chat window.
Oh, you guys have seen it too, though,
I'm
right?
not on that one. I'm on like Pop-ins or something. Okay.
Oh, you're on Pop-ins. You gotta go to chat.
This is the Webinar Jam chat, though. This isn't the Google chat window. This is the Webinar Jam chat window.
Pie. It's got pie. Who would say pie? Oh, they're both chaos. What did you say? Oh, great! You just made me a language warning, Maffin.
Sorry.
iTunes. That's it. I'm gonna be. Well, now I'll be like mature content on iTunes for all time because Maffin dropped the F-bomb on the very first show.
Todd's just channeling.
Okay, that one
I
was
want
not me.
bacon, not pie.
That one was not me. Now people are figuring
That's me.
out how to.
Then you can remove them. Yeah. Then you can quickly remove it. There you go.
Oh, was that you, Julian?
Yeah.
Son of a gun.
Yeah, it's a sticky message. That's what the stickies are.
Oh, you know what? The audience is not seeing that.
No, the audience.
They're chatting about it.
We're all nuts.
They're chatting about it, though.
Oh, bacon pie.
Yeah.
Yes, that was yelling.
And Vicky says it's popped up a couple of times. It wants bacon, not pie.
Oh, I thought Vicky said it pooped up a couple of times. I misread that. Okay. Okay, so it did come up. Okay.
Yeah, and then anybody can
Julian,
answer the chat people.
Julian, you start behaving.
Remove it. There you
Okay.
go. Oh, okay.
Oh, bacon pie. Okay. Let's move along and have a little bit more conversation about the world of tech, and then we'll wrap things up. How long are we into this? We're like 25 minutes, and not bad. We've almost 30-minute test. Todd, what's that? You were just on a bunch of speaking gigs. Where were you?
I was in Dawson City, Whitehorse, Calgary, and Toronto for 6 days.
Oh, wow. Okay, so what was the big topic?
Dawson,
were you giving your?
Well, Dawson two I can talk about. So Dawson City was to government association, so it was to the territorial government up there. showing them how to use social media to help with their local governments. And then Toronto was an educational group. But here's the funny thing about Dawson City. So very, very, very small town.
One could say rural.
One could.
Yeah, it's definitely one could. And here's the thing about the internet there. The internet speed itself isn't particularly bad. It's that it's so expensive after each business is capped. So I was in this hotel, they were little cabins, and I could only get 250 megs at a time. And I got a little receipt, a little ticket for 250 megs. And as soon as I ran out of 250 megs, I had to log back in with a new ticket. And you only got one ticket a day. So my entire speech later on, and the video was 350 megs, and so I had to like go to their office and sit there with a USB stick on their computer, and it was, oh god, joy. When you rely on the internet, it was painful.
So who's providing the service there that is able to meter it so aggressively?
It's one company. I think it is called Northwest Tel, and I just think they've got a monopoly. And apparently every gig after whatever their business's allowance is like $5 or some ridiculous price like that. So that's why they meter. So all these companies, the hotels, put this metering system in place because they don't want people like me to just stream YouTube all day.
The way that we used to
but even just like emailing back and forth, like I got on a FaceTime with my wife, and what did that last us? Like 10 minutes before it cacked out? Not even.
Wow. Yeah, we really have become pretty laissez-faire about how much bandwidth we do use on a daily basis, for sure. I mean, we used to be concerned about it all the time.
Yeah.
But I've got my best man, actually.
Is that you doing that, Todd? Putting the hat on yourself?
Yeah.
My best man actually works for Allstream, and he was saying Allstream is the company that does a lot of the physical infrastructure for high-speed connectivity throughout Canada, from basically Ontario west. And he said that the biggest consumption of bandwidth across the board is things like Netflix and streaming video.
Yeah. It's higher than porn now, isn't it?
It is, in fact, higher than porn.
Goodness sakes, Maffin. Act like you've been on a hangout before, man.
I can never get tired of this one. This is my favorite.
The pirate hat. Okay, you got to say R.
I love the pirate.
And Maffin says Maffin loves theater, but he's never been on stage. Can you believe it?
Nonsense. I saw him in stage in Victoria.
Well, no, like in a show, in a musical or anything like that. But going back to actual content that somebody might be interested in, it's interesting speaking to government organizations now, since the Exchequer is identified that they want the government employees to use social media to more effectively discharge their duties, and basically telling them that, and all of the federal employees in the whole country, kind of their eyes have snapped up and go, well, how are we supposed to do that? Because they don't know what the rules are yet.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, how many organizations have we seen, how many companies have we seen that go and launch a social media environment without any form of social media policy or procedure that people can actually read and follow? They go with what they know, and then the next thing you know, the organization's up to their eyeballs in it.
Was the group in Dawson City pretty excited about the potential of using more social media, Todd?
Very much so.
Or,
yeah,
sorry.
It's in Professor.
Professor.
Yes, actually, very much so. Yeah, it was. I mean, it's an interesting group because they don't have a lot that they do up there, but even just basic stuff like getting people out to zoning meetings, getting people engaged in the process, that kind of stuff can be done really effectively through some of the viral stuff that even Facebook has. So no, I think they were really interested to see it.
I don't have all the tools that you guys have, so I'm just going to put on my sunglasses.
There we go. Okay. Well, I know who's going to be first on my list of guests next week.
Would it be the one who's not messing around?
I think Todd's exploring the technology.
I am, man. I'm a nerd. I'm allowed to.
Well, you're also not hosting. If you were hosting, you'd be stressing. You'd be saying, "Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!"
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm being sucked into the vortex. Help me! Yes.
He's getting bandwidth capped right now. That's what it looks like. That's
I wonder
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It's like he's been taken over by his inner python.
the freedom of it. So Sean, what have you been following in the world of tech that might be of interest to our listeners?
What, you mean aside from making sure that I had exactly the right new MacBook Pro?
Oh yeah, so you bought a new MacBook.
I did.
So what was your old computer?
Actually, it's replacing my iMac, my 8-year-old iMac.
Okay. So what was your portable computer? What did you carry around on the road? I'm trying to remember.
On my iPad.
You just had an iPad.
That's my iPad.
Wow. So now, did you get the solid state drive?
Oh yeah.
How big?
It's only 250 gig, but I don't really need much more than that.
Okay. So
And my wife has hidden it on me apparently.
Oh, there we go.
But
well,
yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of time. I think the only thing I was nervous about is we're coming up on the into June and the Apple release date for everything that they're doing. So there was a lot of time spent online making sure that I'm not buying something that's going to be completely redundant in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I avoid that. I don't know how you get. Go ahead, Todd.
You
Go ahead,
never win that game.
Angelic Todd.
Here in my home office. You can never win that game, though. I mean, unless you are a week before WWDC or something, you're always going to get messed over by release dates.
Yeah, then so far the rumor mill has been pretty much based around things like the iPhone 6, which is due to come out probably September-ish. There's a few minor upgrades, but nothing as amazing as that outfit.
There's a randomize button, eh?
There is. I have
the
to.
Button down
like
the very
the dog.
bottom.
Fine. Well,
that if you it's like a little slot machine. It just picks one from every category.
Yep, and then it just puts it on. You can't stop it though.
Can't stop.
We're fast. Oh, good. That was a good look, Todd. I would bow down.
That was the hipster look. I wish.
No, I want the beard
I can't go back now. I can't go back.
Ladies and gentlemen of the audience,
we can only move. There we go.
Of the audience, when
you
want to see a webcam video that's actually got some adults in it, I'll be airing soon.
Okay. Well, we're approaching the end of this one because I think. Oh man, I can't believe I haven't turned those off. Just a minute. Let me see if I can figure it out. Where are they?
Remove all effects. The buttons. There you go. Remove all effects.
There we go. Thank goodness. Thank you.
Oh,
am I back? No, it didn't. There. Thank goodness.
It's having problems sensing your head.
It's not the only one. Hey guys, this has been pretty good. So overall, we've had summarizing the technology side of the equation. And if people in the chat room, we're going to start having fun, but let me know if it's been good for you. Do you feel like you're engaged? I think we haven't had a moderator that's been engaging with the audience, which I was hoping we would have, that would be talking back to us, which I think is definitely worthwhile. I think it certainly works fine having 3 guests. Hey, Todd?
No
problems?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was well.
If we had 3 mature guests, it would be that much better. But as it is,
one out of 3 ain't bad.
And the only reason you were mature, Smith, let's be honest,
all right,
is because you don't
my
have
iPad won't do all the things.
I know.
It does.
I mean, do you want to show us your tattoo?
Well, it would require me to get fairly naked.
No, let's not do that. It was a bad idea. It was a bad idea, and I take it back, 100% back. But to everybody that's been in the chat room, engage with me by email. Tell me how it was. Tell me what the feed was like. We'll certainly be able to view it all online again afterwards. Justin fell off his chair and fell in his pie. So, this is certainly a good test. And as far as I'm concerned, the video quality is just okay, but the audio quality's been okay. But we'll have a good listen to it afterwards. We can figure out where those mysterious spurious noises were coming from. So with that, I'm going to call it a show. I got to thank Julian Smith from Regina, Saskatchewan. Julian, thanks for your time, sir. Or Julian Saunders, I mean. Sean Smith from Campbell River. Sean, say bye.
Thank you. I'm on my way out to play with my new London Drugs MacBook.
Good. You have fun with your London Drugs MacBook. Tod Maffin, thank you very much, sir. We'll have you back on, but next time I'm gonna have to find out if I can cripple your account in some way.
Good idea.
Good plan.
Always thinking.
Well, yeah. Enjoy your day on the beach, and to all of you out there that in the chat room, thanks so much for engaging with us today. I certainly appreciate that. Next week we'll try it again. We'll try it a little more. Try and have a little bit more on the content side, a little less on the technology side, we'll be launching this new product in the first week of June. June, that's right, the first week of June. Remember, come to sign up if you haven't signed up for Brooks Duncan in my paperless office webinar. It's going to be awesome. I'm Steve Dotto. Thanks so much for spending time with us today.
Now, can Steve turn it off? Is the question.